It feels wonderful, you know, to be one of the trailblazers in U.S. fencing history that is just keeping it going and keeping the results coming in.
I was an Olympian in the sport of rowing in 1976, which was the Montreal Olympics. That was the first time women's rowing was an Olympic sport. I was in the first time women rowed in the Olympics. Mariel's sport of sabre fencing for women was the first time it was introduced into the Olympics.
It's great to be able to be in a position where I'm a role model and I'm doing these things in order to open up doors for the next generation.
If you want to be the best, you got to move and motivate.
So I fence sabre. My weapon, it's the fastest of the three, and the target area is from the waist up, and you can hit with any part of the blade. It makes it a lot quicker because you don't have the point on the end like you do in foil and épée, so you can just basically run at your opponent, and it's very, very quick. When I'm training, I'm making sure that I'm putting in as much physical effort as possible. Part of my motivation is to put in extra hours and put in that extra 10 minutes or extra 20 minutes at the end of practice. But when it's all said and done, it really comes down to the mental side of things. Our minds are racing at lightning speed, thinking of all of these actions that we're going to do. And when you commit to an action, that's your plan A, but you have to have plans B, C, D, and E all on the back burner and ready to switch it at a split second. On top of all that, you're confusing your opponent. We all study each other. I know her tendencies, I know her weaknesses, and I know her strengths, and she knows mine. And that's what I love about fencing is like you're never perfect. Even if you're at the top, even if you're number one, even if you're Olympic champion, you can continue to learn and you can continue to just set higher goals for yourself. In 2004, when I thought that I didn't make the team, I still knew that there was a sliver of hope that I would have a second opportunity. So I continued to prepare and I continued to train.
We came to the club, we talked about this, and then we decided to work hard until official decision from the Olympic Committee.
Luckily I did, because if I hadn't, I probably wouldn't have performed at my best at that pivotal moment. Same thing in Beijing. The 2007-2008 season, those months leading up to Beijing, I was having horrible results in the World Cups. Like, I was losing in the first round. I just couldn't perform at the level that I had been at leading up to Athens. It was the worst rut I had ever been in my career. I got out of that rut by, my family has always been an incredible support system, and so is my coach. And not once did Ed give up on me. When I would get so angry, I would throw my saber across the room. He would just wait patiently for me to walk over and go get it and come back and try that drill again. My dad said to me, you don't have to worry about what other people are saying. You have to worry about what you're saying to yourself. So you need to believe in yourself, and you need to trust in your abilities, and you need to trust in that preparation that you've been putting in. And there's nothing more that you can do. You're trying to force something that just needs to be let go of, and you just need to let it all flow. It started all coming together only 1 or 2 weeks before I even left the country. And then I showed up in Beijing with I just kind of let it all happen, and I just came to terms with the fact that what's going to happen is going to happen. There's nothing more I can do. I've done everything that I can, and just realizing that let me relax and let me fence really, really well and have the best day of my life and come home with another gold medal. You have to make so many sacrifices to do something well. That doesn't only apply to being a professional athlete. That applies to anything that you want to be successful in life. You can't just think that it's all winning all the time, because it's definitely not. If you want to look at every single tournament that I've fenced in my entire life, I've lost more than I've won, and that's okay. And that you can learn from those mistakes, and you can pick yourself back up and just move on and make yourself better and better all the time. Sponsors make a really big difference in any athlete's life. Just adds another level to the motivation. And then it's kind of a question of well, what if? I don't know if I could have achieved those things because I didn't have the means to achieve them. 5-6 years ago, who would be excited to watch fencing? But now, having all these sponsors put my name and my story and everything out there, it creates this energy and this really positive vibe that so many people are rooting for you, and it motivates you to just push yourself that much harder. So it's a really amazing experience. My journey has not been an easy one, and I think that it's just every up and every down, every win and every loss has just made me a stronger person.
If you want to be the best, you got to move and motivate.